Hey guys, so this is going to be a video response to ACAT 042001. But before I start, for my regular viewers, I'm in a coffee shop as usual, and I'm eating. I didn't realize how big this was going to be, but it's a waffle, it's a waffle and ice cream with whipped cream. So yeah, and I actually was very, very, very shocked at. I'm just gonna call you ACAT. ACAT's response. I don't know who you responded to, but I'm just going off of your video alone. And first, I want to say you said a lot of negative things about a whole group of people. And first, I want to say that you can't really just like group people up like that, even if they're in the same race, even though there's only one race, the human race. I'm just going to call it race. You really can't stereotype about a whole group of people, because if there's one thing you might notice is that I don't fit most of those stereotypes. I'm not ghetto for one. I'm not loud, and actually this video is not going to be a video where I try and like disprove all of your stereotypes or even say anything negative about you, really. This video is really just to say that your video really did nothing, because all you're doing is saying negative things about a whole group of people, and you said not one positive thing. And while my ice cream is probably melting, I'm going to talk to you about that for a second, and I'm going to try and make this really short. By saying a lot of negative things, you really did nothing. Like, you didn't build anyone up, you didn't offer any advice, you didn't offer what people can do, what this group of people can do to better themselves, or just to live a better life and make a better influence on the world. So by shooting out a lot of negative comments, I don't know what you were trying to do, but if there's anything that I've learned in my short life, it's that life is about living and loving people. And if you're going to say something negative, or at least say your opinions, what you think is to be true, maybe you can give advice on what these women that you're saying, speaking about African American women in such a negative way. Maybe I understand that that's probably your experience, and I'm sorry that you've had African American women and seen African American acting and being and living in a way that you think is very wrong. Or, like you said, you think that African American women are not wanted, which I think is a crazy statement to make, just for a general population of people. You didn't offer any help or advice, or so I don't see what your aim is to do, just to spit out a bunch of negativeness into the world, onto YouTube, without even offering a bit of help, you know? So here what I want to do is just say that, like I said, anything that I've learned is that life is about building people up and loving people, and I can easily say all the wrong things that there are about a group of people, but what am I going to do to not only better myself, but to lift people up? So something that you could have done, and maybe that if this is such a big concern for you that you made a whole video on, like a whole video response, I don't know what the original video was, but you made a whole video response stating all these negative things. But my question to you is, how are you going to help build these people up if it's such a big deal for you to even make a video response for a couple of minutes? There was not even one hint of good, you know, and in this world we have so much hate already. So what I want to say is, you said that, no, I'm not going to try and like dispute every single thing that you said, while I could, but I just want to say that you said that a lot of just negative, and I want to just build up African American women and just say, just even just one positive thing, because I think that while we have had a lot of struggle, I think we still have a lot of struggle to just become one group. And I think one of the important things is that we need to come together as a group of people, and we need to build each other up, because while yes, we still are struggling, and I think a lot of African American women are dependent on other people still. We need to come together as a group of people, because until we come together as a group of people, we're always going to struggle, and we're always going to be considered what is at the bottom. So, and I can tell you this, that we're not at the bottom. And so what I want to say is, what do I want to say? First of all, you're a very well-spoken person, and you did do a video response to me before, and I thought that a lot of what you said was pretty, right on, and I said, this is a reasonable woman. But when I saw your video response, to this other girl, I was astounded at all the things that you said. And for one, I want to say that African American women are very strong women, and we've gone through a lot, and I'm only 24 years old, and I can just see that in just the struggle that I've seen in my life, and even just with my mom, like you said in your video, a lot of African American women grew up with single parents, and like myself, I did. And not because my dad just left, my dad passed away from a heart attack when I was 3 years old, and like you said, a lot of us African American women are struggling with that, and many of us are trying to find fathers in our man, not a husband. And what I want to say with that is, with my mom growing up, I've seen how strong African American women are. I wanted to be a cheerleader, 4 years of college, 4 years of high school, and my mom didn't have the money to fund my cheerleading, and cheerleading is very expensive. It's $1,000 a year and sometimes more. And what my mom did, she didn't just let me sit back and say, oh, I want to be a cheerleader. My mom went out and she baked cookies every single year to gain the $1,000 for me to do cheerleading. And what she did was she went to a store and she asked the owner if she could sell cookies in the front of his store, put up a little shop, and not really a shop, just a stand, and sell cookies. And I saw how the struggle was for my mom and how determined she was to let me live my dreams, even if it was just cheerleading. And I saw the struggle even early on just with that. And so what I want to say is African American women are very strong women, and what are you going to do to build them up and to speak good? Because like I said, life is about living and loving, and you can't live life unless you love people, and you're not really living until you love people. And by loving people, you can do a lot of things. You can build them up with your words and not put them down with your words, because words mean a lot. And just by offering your help and your advice and your time to people means a lot, and it shows your love. So in this video, I'm going to tell you, as a woman who is speaking down to who I am as a person, I don't think that you're actually speaking to me, because I don't fit most of your stereotypes that you were saying in your video. I just want to tell you, I love you. As a human being, I love you. If I saw you on the street, you were struggling, I would help you. And if I didn't have the monetary means to help you, I would offer my time and my ear, because you're a human being. And so this video is about love, and I want to express to you my love for you and my hope for you, that you will come in contact with African American women who will break down your stereotypes and show you that we're people too. People love us just as we love other people. We are not at the bottom, and people want us. People love us, and we are needed in this world just like every other human being and every other race. So this is my video to you, is just to show love to people, and maybe offer up your time and your commitment to your YouTube channel to offer advice for these women if you feel that it's such a concern for you to make a video response saying so much negative. Is maybe you want to open your channel up to some positive. So that's my video. I'm going to get to my waffle, and I love you, and I love all of you out there on YouTube, and God bless.